CS, thanks for making time for us. So how did you decide on the 11 countries that are allowed to come into Kenya? What criteria did you use?
This list, first of all, is not actually cast in stone. It will actually be reviewed on a daily basis. But the list is based on health considerations, and therefore it was actually generated through the Minister of Health as they liaised with the WHO. Because, through WHO, we have like 3 categories of countries. One of them is the high-risk countries. The second one is medium risk, and the lowest is the low risk. So the names you find on that 11, which I could call the initial 11, actually is what you would call the low risk countries, because the alternative was we say, look, we open up for everybody, but those from high risk, they come here and they get quarantined.
Yeah.
However, we said it's better we start with the low risk. As long as they have the COVID-free certificate, they come here, they don't get quarantined. That list is actually health-based from the Minister of Health.
Yeah, but CS, is China considered a low risk? And yet we know that there are reports that there's concealing the numbers of COVID infections. In fact, there's a resurgence there. The reports that there's a second wave of COVID-19 infections there.
Well, I think you have to go by the reality and the statistics given by the global agency, WHO, in terms of the containment of the virus. And so I would refer that or defer that to the health sector to give possibly those details. But they do what they call the global scanning to show the prevalence and transmission rates within various countries and regions. It is not cast in stone. Like I said, tomorrow you could find countries which are the low risk becoming high risk and vice versa. And so tomorrow we shall be generating a different risk, list as well. I know a lot of people asking questions, countries which they thought would be there and they are not there. But like I said, tomorrow through the Minister of Health, we shall be able to give a new list indicating, how we are opening up the airspace to various countries globally.
So tomorrow there'll be a new list, but we realize that most of our immediate neighbors are there. But why has Tanzania been left out?
Well, we don't want to go into details of specific countries for obvious reasons. But, of course, there are considerations which have been given, but we don't want to go into those details of indicating individual countries.
So if you're a Kenyan stuck in the US today or in the UK, what is the way forward then?
Well, Kenyans have been stuck in the US and UK and all those places. So it's not like it's starting now. I think the issue is as the world is opening up, then, of course, there will be those opportunities for those Kenyans to fly. You should also ask yourself, the European Union did give a list of countries where, they would allow their nationals to fly to. Kenya was not there. So this is a list which is being developed with certain considerations. We have our own considerations. European Union had their own considerations. They put some of our neighbors. Kenya was not there, despite some of the very robust management mechanisms. So it's not something which you can say it's, this is why it was done, but it is something which is evolving all the time. As you know, even the US, they did, Europe, they did actually put a list, and some of the big countries globally are not there. So let's not do too much on the list. The key thing is to know that there's a criteria which is scientific-based, and the prime objective is the safety of our nationals.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. It will be generated scientifically, and that's what we have to go for.
CS, explain this to me. The first flight from Kenya will be heading to London. That's a KQ flight. Does that mean then that it will come back empty, and does that make economical sense?
Well, between now and Saturday, it's 48 hours, so we don't know what will happen between now and then. We could look at the dynamics and the metrics coming from the UK, and a different decision could be made tomorrow, whether UK is on the list or not. So let's not take today's decision as a cast in stone. Like I said, it is not static. It's actually being reviewed on an hourly basis, on a daily basis. And so let's ask that question. By the time we fly out from here, that's when we shall be asking maybe whether there'll be a problem if the UK is not on the list.
Yes,
but we shall be engaging Minister of Health and, of course, Minister of Health Foreign Affairs.
Are you then saying that there's most likely going to be a list every 24 hours or every day? When are we most likely to get a review of the 11 countries that we're talking about?
I believe Minister of Health will be reviewing this on a daily basis.
On a daily basis, all right.
They do get these statistics on a daily basis.
Okay. CS, and finally from me, what about the physical borders? Because you said that we don't want to dwell on the different countries, but for example, in Tanzania, there are those who still commute there in different places through using buses. What happens in that case? Are we planning to shut down those borders as well?
You see, what we are saying is that if you're not on the list, you're not prohibited from coming here, but you're going to continue using the old protocols. For example, until the 1st of August, you could still come from the UK, but there are certain conditions which are required for you to have. So what we've done now is from the 1st of August to relax conditions come for certain countries. If you take our neighbors, for example, here, we still have truck drivers driving across the border. Even you could actually go across the border, but the key thing is you have to have certain conditions. What we've done is to relax those conditions from 1st of August, depending on which country you're coming from. Okay. And that's what we shall be reviewing as we go along. Eventually, we hope that we shall go back to where we started, where we don't have any limitation whatsoever.